In this guide, I will be going over my strategy for how I loot Buried City to get enough money needed for Expedition, the 5 million credits. Everything I say here is going to be a generalization. This is just kind of how I handle looting. There's going to be times where it just makes sense to like loot Sudante warehouses or Galleria or something, for example. So there's exceptions to every rule. I'm just going to give you the general idea and strategy behind how I loot Buried City. So the first generalization that I'm going to give is, when possible, do night raids. When I need money for Expedition, generally I'm hopping around map to map, depending on wherever the night raid is, or whatever whatever the special events are. Usually there's one or two, and you can kind of choose that. There was Snap Cold, there's Electromagnetic Storm. Night raids are going to be more common. So generally you want to kind of follow the night raid around, because that's where you're going to get the best loot, and it's about maximizing the value of each raid to get that 5 million, because it is a bit of a challenge for sure. So generally when I'm doing Buried City, it's going to be night raid. When I show you how to loot this stuff later, it's probably going to be during the day, just so it looks easier to see in the video. We'll still be able to find excellent loot, so I'm not too concerned about it, but night raid is what you kind of want to focus for the best loot. The second generalization that I'm going to make here is about the time remaining in the map when you spawn in. So best case scenario, you're spawning in around 29-30 minutes remaining until the map is closed. My magical number for if I'm going to proceed or extract immediately, reset, try again, is around 22 minutes remaining. So if I spawn in at 21 minutes, 19 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever, then I have to make the decision, okay, do I start looting unconventional places, especially if it's a night raid, or do I get out immediately and reset and try to get a better time? Because for all the high tier loot areas, within 8-ish minutes, it's all going to be, the best stuff is going to be gone. You'll still be able to find some things, I've noticed, but I'm not sure if it's worth the time, because every raid matters when you're trying to get that 5 million. So under 22 minutes, you kind of have to make that decision, and that's just going to depend on how you're feeling that day. So with those two generalizations out of the way, I have this map right here, and I kind of highlight my areas of interest where I generally try to go. Where I go is dependent on the spawn and sometimes how much time is left in the raid when I spawn in. Generally, there's 3 main places that I'm looting, with 2 minor locations. I have 1 minor location highlighted here. But the 3 places that I usually and consistently go to and find high tier loot, where I also feel perhaps raiders are slightly less hostile. For example, space travel, I think, is probably one of the most hostile places on the map for whatever reason. But the 3 places that I focus are Hospital, Grandioso Apartments, and the Santa Maria houses. The 2 minor places that I would go to, depending on if I happen to spawn right next to it, it's the beginning of the raid, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna gun me down. Library and space travel / research. Those are the 2 locations that are kind of exceptions, but generally I'm going for Hospital, Grandioso, or Santa Maria. Start with Hospital. So Hospital is an excellent location to loot. You do have to be mindful of other raiders. Threat level from other raiders is going to be medium, I would say, because it is such a sought after location. But honestly, the goop is just kind of worth it. The loot is just kind of worth it. So if I'm spawning anywhere in this area, I'm making a beeline right for Hospital. Like I said, research, space travel. Sometimes if I spawn right next to it, or I spawn in, honestly, even if I spawn in Gallery, I'm going Hospital, because I'd rather be the first one at Hospital. But let's say I don't know, buried properties, or like you're just right next to it, right? Then I'd probably go to Space Traveler Research. But generally, Galleria, Dunes End Gas Station, Sudante Warehouse, any of these locations, I'm gonna head to Hospital. And I'll show you kind of how I loot. Because there is one side I generally avoid, just because the name of the game is to get in, get a bunch of high tier loot, and get out. And I feel like once I loot the side of the hospital that I usually loot, just spending any more time in hospital is kind of diminishing returns. I feel like I'm risking my safety at the chance to, because I'm probably already full. My backpack is probably already full. So I usually only stick to one side, and I'll show you that here in a bit. Library, as we're right next to it, library has very good loot. It is kind of a medium tier loot with the yellow around it. I actually do like the library a lot. I'll show a library loot run as well. But hospital is just so good too. Like if I'm at Marino Station, Piazza Roma, maybe I'm somewhere kind of in this area, and I spawn in and there's 29-30 minutes left, I'll probably go to library. You really want to be the first one there because it gets looted so quickly. But if you are the first one there, you'll probably get some very good stuff from the lockers and stuff like that. So this is a minor kind of place, but I do go there on occasion. So don't sleep on library. Library's pretty good. All right, next I'll do Grandioso Apartments. This is probably my favorite area, just place in the game to loot, I think. There's maybe Stella Montes is pretty good. Like Medical at Stella is pretty awesome, but that can be very hostile, right? But Grandioso, mid-tier loot according to its outline, but you're gonna find like that's where I'm finding like Lance's mixtapes, rosaries, necklaces, just high valuable, the kind of luxury items that cost a lot of money that you kind of need for that 5 million, right? So this is my favorite, and generally people are pretty chill here. I think rate of risk here is much lower than hospital. If people are looting there, it's because they're trying to loot for money, basically. And especially like a week or two out of expedition, that's kind of what people are focused on. But you start in one of the buildings, you go to a floor / room / area where no one's looted yet, and cross the bridge up top, make sure to loot on the roof as well. There's some good stuff. And then repeat the process for the next building. And once you're done there, then you get out. Basically, any of these locations, I'm not going to all of these locations because you're going to be you're going to be full. And I kind of think in and out within that 8-minute window is conducive to one's health and sanity and keeping items. So that's Grandioso. That's my favorite place to loot in Buried City for sure. And then lastly, we have the Santa Maria houses. This is probably my least favorite. I'd say Hospital is probably my second favorite because I do love Hospital. Library's good too. I like Library. But sometimes you're just spawning kind of southeast here, and you can't spend 5 minutes running to Hospital, Grandioso, or anything like that. You kind of have to bloom where you're planted. If it is a night raid, you're gonna find good stuff in just, you know, the Red Tower, random areas. You're just gonna find good stuff because night raids are elite. But a lot of time I'll spawn on this bridge. A lot of times I'm spawning over here, and this is kind of a patchwork of me just trying to get good stuff and get out at the South Station. If I spawn at the bridge, there is a pharmacy right here. I will run down the bridge. I'll loot along it. I have legitimately found Lance's mixtapes in just crates on the bridge for absolutely no reason. You go down this bridge, you slide down. There's a pharmacy right here. If it's open, ignore it. I've definitely walked in on some unfriendly raiders, just trying to get their nuts, so to speak. But if the door is barricaded, You still have to be careful because I do think there's a way. I'm not sure if it's this one or this one, these two pharmacies. You can get in without breaching the door. So you do have to be careful for that. But if it's closed, I probably will go in there and grab some stuff, quickly loot that. Then I make my way south here to this pharmacy. There's a pharmacy right here. Mid-tier loot right here. This one is usually more contested. Someone's probably already looted this, but sometimes they haven't. If the door is open, continue on to the Santa Maria houses. But if it's not, what I'll probably do is enter through the second floor actually. Just because you can kind of pop up over here. You get in. You do have to worry about other raiders here. But there's some good stuff here that you can add from the other pharmacy. Once that is done, I will make my way over to Santa Maria houses. This is going to be the best place I've noticed. You can definitely kind of meander around here and continue looting Plaza Rosa. Because, you know, it is a medium tier loot, but I just generally... I'm assuming by the time I get there, it's either looted or like I have time to get the pharmacy and that's it. That's just what I do. After that, yeah, then we go over to the Santa Maria houses. You go to the roof. I'll show you how to get in. I do think this is the best place, but usually it's not super looted because it's not considered a high tier loot. But I mean, especially on a night raid, like I'm finding good stuff in there. Once I've done this circuit, then I'm out. Usually the south station is open. And yeah, that's how I kind of handle this southeast area. So to recap, you kind of have to bloom where you're planted. You just head to, if you're within that 22 to 30 minute remaining in the raid window, then you head to one of these locations and just start searching just literally everything. And then once you're done with that area, you basically get out immediately and try again and rinse and repeat. So yeah, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm probably going to do daytime, because raiders are typically friendlier during the day, and B, so the lighting is better and so you can kind of see how I'm moving and stuff like that. I still expect to find good items, but the night raids are usually going to get you better loot, so keep that in mind. I do think it's worth noting that like a week or two outside, like before extract, I do think people are a little nicer, a little more focused on loot. I do think that makes them a little less aggressive because people are less willing to lose their good stuff when they have a week or two to make 5 million credits. So we have 29-ish minutes. We're pretty close to hospital. We're gonna go hospital. So there are two places I generally enter hospital. One is the other side, kind of near the field depot looking thing. And the other is right here, which is also usually my exit. Hit the zippy up to the, I think it's the 3rd floor. So I usually don't go to this other side of the hospital. I usually leave that alone. So we'll start here. Sometimes there's drawers, like so. Don't forget these drawers. So in this room, even if people have looted, people usually miss. Usually on a night raid especially, there is a grenade tube. You can grab stuff from there. Alright. Then we exit to go up the stairs here. Oh, forgot about this room. Then we go up the stairs. You can kind of check these gurneys, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, rusted medical kit right there. There might be some stuff there. Same with over here. There we go. There we go. Keep going. Alright, you loop here. You go in here. Make sure to check all the drawers, right? There's none here right now. And we'll come in here. Nice. Don't forget to loot these things. And here. Hey, nice. Even during the day, we can find good stuff. I love that. Alright, so right here. One place that sometimes people miss is over here.
Here.
Yeah, so this guy missed this part. Sometimes they're full, sometimes they're empty. In the interest of kind of getting out quick, like get in, get out, don't be here longer than you have to, then I exfil immediately. So we have about 7 minutes left. That's about what I was saying earlier. Come down to Zippy. This place is going to be usually open, and we extract. So definitely not the most flashy run, right? I mean, it's a daytime run, and I'm just kind of showing you how I move. But 25K in 10 minutes, that's not bad at all, right? In an hour, what's the math on that? About 150K, an hour's worth of work. So in and out, fill up your stuff, even with stuff that is seemingly, you know, whatever. Like I'll grab radios, I'll grab, got the candle holder, headphones. When you're trying to make that 5 million, like every little bit helps. And of course, if I come across, you know, something very cool, then I can just drop the radio and grab that, right? So it's all about filling your pockets quickly and getting out within 10 minutes, in my opinion. I would say if it's a night raid, my worst raid of kind of following the strategy is going to be like 35, 40K, which is, I think, pretty good for 10 minutes of work, right? Just put in the hours, grind. All right, so this is a choice. I'm about 25 minutes between Grandioso and Library. If this was 29, I would have head immediately to Grandioso. But we're gonna gamble a bit here, and we're gonna go to Library. So, kind of what I was talking about earlier. You know, watch the clock, see how much time. Grandioso is so elite. I'm generally assuming that it's going to be fully looted if you don't spawn next to it immediately. I happen to be by,
There.
I think there's sometimes a gun case in here, so I'm just gonna swing by here on the way. Maybe it pays off, maybe it doesn't. Ah, it's been looted. So I'll enter here. Nice, okay. Ah, it has been looted. You can head up here to see if the second story's been looted. Yeah. Well, I'll still show you, because maybe we find good stuff, but kind of the reason this is one of the minor points of interest instead of one of the 3 main ones. This can be pretty competitive. It's very easy for people to just run through and grab lockers, right? But if you are the first one here, I mean, you're gonna find a pink / purple. And hopefully this person ran through too quickly. So, first floor is looted. Those lockers, we go up to the second. So these lockers are usually where I'm finding the best stuff, these second floor lockers. Anything blue, by the way, is, I think it's at least $1,000. So, at the very least, you know, it's not epic or anything like that, but you'll make money on it. Alright, then I come in here. Checking the tops of these desks. Sometimes there's random stuff. Alright, pop out here, see if there's lockers we missed. Alright, lastly we'll go up to the 3rd floor. Alright, like look for like lab reagents or whatever, like those are worth $1,000 or $2. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Alright, so yeah, that's the run. And we're out within 10 minutes. This is the easiest extract. Oh fuck, I always do this. This is the easiest extract. Come here. I usually leave this side alone. I think that's where all the good stuff is. I'm sure you can find good stuff. Like if you were inclined, this is the 2nd floor. You could just swing around here. You know, like there's some stuff that has not been looted here, so perhaps this was worth it. Alright, yeah. Not much. So, we're full. 15,000 credit run. Not the best, but someone had already looted and it was Library. So, like, you know, we're out within 10 minutes. That's not terrible, right? Again, if this was a night raid, you're gonna find better stuff, especially if you get there first. I guess that was a correction. That was a 20,000 run. Yeah, so we spawned immediately within library, right? So, bloom where you're planted. Let's get to it. I'll now be adding this area because it's like right next. Ooh, well, I'm definitely adding that now. Okay, nice. So, little bag here. I mean, it's so close to everything, I might as well add it in rotation, and then I guess there's maybe something over here. You can also extract here, right?
Go to that metro.
If this area is getting kind of hot, which that happens sometimes, you just come here. And yep, we are out within 10 minutes, within 8 minutes ideally. Yeah, so first one at library during the day. That is a 30,000 credit run. Again, what is that? 6-7 minutes? Not bad, not bad. All right. Okay, nice. This is close enough for I would decide to go to Grandioso Apartments. 29 minutes, that's good. During a night raid, honestly, do a quick look around, because you could find some, like, shit just in here. But we'll go Grandioso, and hopefully be amongst the first to be there. Alright, we're gonna enter the north side first. Nice. Stuff to loot. Nice, very good, very good. Cards are super valuable. I think these are like, I can't remember. It's like cards and wristwatch are what you really want. Ooh, also red coral jewelry is pretty sweet. Alright, it's a pretty good run so far. So you're just checking all these rooms, clearing floors. On the north side you can go down. And I think this is there's a key room right here, so you do have to be careful if somebody came and wants to do a key, that might be a little more hostile. So up we go. Checking chairs too, that's a big one. You'll see like random stuff laid on the chairs. Huge. Ooh, this is a great place to loot. This is just getting silly at this point. This is a day raid as well. Like, sex is great, but like, have you ever been able to loot Grandioso Apartments all to yourself? You know what I mean? Alright, so we're here on the... Is this 6th floor? And then we're gonna cross the bridge on the north side, from the north to the south. I don't check this roof usually, I'll be checking the roof on the south side. So, people will 95% of the time miss this guy right here. And it's just as good as anything else you're gonna find in the buildings, in my opinion. Case in point, look at that. So, people usually miss this. Do not be one of those people. On your way, changing buildings, definitely hit that. So already we're at like 50,000, and again, it's a day raid, so perhaps you can see why this is my favorite place to loot. And we're just making our way down, just looting everything we can. This one's pretty simple, just go room to room. Holy schnitzel. I have never seen this in my life. Sick. What's a give up, man? I like lances. We'll do this. Holy schnitzel, my guy. Alright, now we're out of here. So, Southern Station is usually open.
Southern Station.
And you just sprint there. I'll show you kind of the way I go, especially in a night raid. That's kind of scary. I mean, you just beeline it, basically. So sometimes I can go through this area, but you gotta be mindful of the rooftops. Sometimes I'll sneak around this way, just to avoid anything. So my strat for here in the South Station is you hit this, and then I'll go up either here or the one below, so you can kind of see people coming and going here. Kind of gauge if they're hostile or not. You know, if they're not talking, be careful. If they are talking, it could be chill. So you can kind of see some stuff, boom, boom, boom. Or you come up here. There's no cover, but like, you know, you're gonna get the drop on whoever's coming, right? So I usually come up here, just for the aspect of cover. and then you can just... And we're gone. So perhaps you can see why Grandioso apartments are my favorite for getting money. We got a bunch of epics and the legendary. And then just some good rare trinkets. What's the math on that? 65k, give or take? Again, during a day raid, which, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than this. 10 minutes of work, right? So, 65k, 10 minutes. That's a good haul, if you ask me. Perfect, right? So, again, if I'll do a bridge run at some point, but if I spawned over here on the bridge, I would make my way over here, and then we head straight here after. But because I've spawned here, we're going straight for the pharmacy. We are at 22 minutes, which is around my cutoff, so if there's nothing over there, we're right next to an extract, and we can totally fuck off, right? But again, this is a guide video. I want to show you how I would loot this area.
Bombardier, down there.
For now, I'm gonna ignore that. So you come up here around the backside. Be careful here. Do I have a lure? I don't. Alright, well, he's dealing with that. Come over here, see this platform right here? And you just get in and we're good. It has been looted, but I will loot just for the sake of demonstration purposes. I have run into hostile people here, so you do have to be careful. Make sure to check these things, if any drawers spawn. And you're checking the shelves here as well. Yeah, this guy absolutely cleaned this out. Still finding some stuff though. And then I go out the front door. The next place we want to go, so if we can get up here, there's a zip line, right? Bombardier's inconvenient. So after seeing that, honestly, I probably would just get out and reset because there's 18 minutes left. But again, this is demonstration. I found some good things in that building too. You can stop by that. Maybe hop in here as well. But I want to show you the Santa Maria houses. Maybe we'll get lucky there. It's not looking like we're gonna get lucky. You come here, you open this, and you get inside. Hello, friend. He's not talking, which is concerning. So you're coming in here, and you're just looting what you can. Check chairs, check drawers. What's up, brother? Usually some good shit on the couches here. Check for grenade tubes around this area, backpacks. Come down here. There's a grenade or ammo thingy. And then we basically fuck off, honestly.
Head home at the southern station.
I will come in here sometimes. Let's see if we get lucky here. Which I am in the Plaza Rosa, this building right here. It has been looted, yeah. Still find some stuff, but yeah, that's why that 22-minute mark is so magical in my opinion. Alright, we're in the kind of adjacent building. Just kind of following the flow of things. Seeing if we can find some good scraps. And we're just watching from back here. So yeah, not the best run. We're basically looting people's scraps. We got around, what is that, 15-ish thousand just getting scraps, 10 minutes. So 29 minutes. Let's see if we can be a little more fruitful with our
Let's go to Plaza Rosa.
Our Santa Maria run here. We're just gonna get in before the bombardier sees us. Ooh. And we're fine. And we're fine. And we're fine. Security breach over here? I honestly didn't even know that was there, but if you have that unlocked, do that. Huge, huge, huge. Love that, love that, love that. What's up, brother? Holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. So he's already looted all this. God, he got here fast, eh? came in through the front door. But looks like he missed all this. Alright, I see a tick, which tells me someone's probably not been here yet. 2 wolf packs, love that. So here's a grenade tube. 3 wolf packs, like, yeah. Alright, then we are out of here. Quick math tells me that's around 50k. So, yeah, you can stop by here if you needed more. Good run, good run. See, that's how you're supposed to loot Santa Maria houses. That dude was there. I'm suspecting we could have gotten more if not, but like, I mean, we're full and we got some good shit. So, 50k, 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Not too shabby. Okay, I'll do one more. I just want to show you the bridge. I just want to do the bridge. This is for sure a hospital spawn. I'm at 29 minutes. The getting would be good here at hospital. I'd probably come in through the front, kind of loot this side, and then get out within that 10-minute window. But I did want to show you the bridge.
Let's go to that location.
Yeah, remember the key idea is kind of bloom where you're planted. Like, you want to get in and out within 10 minutes, as I've said. Who knows how many times. But whatever you're around, you're going to find good stuff, especially at the night. So this is the bridge. I feel like I spawn here quite a bit. This is a Santa Maria run with a quick pit stop at this pharmacy over here. If you had a key or something like that, obviously, like, because I happen to have the JK, what is this, the JKV employee access card. I would probably just head there. Like, this is a great spawn for that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you the this pharmacy run. So you start by just looting the bridge, and I swear at nighttime I found I don't know how many epics here. I don't know why. I just do. Just looting stuff like this. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Quick 5k. Quick 5k. So checking buses. Sometimes these things are... You can interact with those. I've gotten power rods from them. There we go. Here's one. You know, you can find like motors and batteries in cars too, so don't sleep on that. So we come down here. There's a bus right here, so this is kind of where you want to... You can slide. Or you can walk it, whatever. No fall damage. And then we go into this pharmacy. So the breach is off. So honestly, I wouldn't fuck with this. I would then head straight to this pharmacy right here and do the run I kind of outlined earlier. So here, make your way here, Santa Maria, and get out. This has been removed and closed. Someone's in there for sure. Especially on a night, I wouldn't mess with that. But I'm gonna do it now, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, it's been looted. And this guy's good at looting everything. He was quick. So yeah, you can usually get some, you find a little something here. And then, like I said, bing, 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 and then you're out. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. You find some stuff here. Nice. So this is a good little tucked away place in Berry Properties. I don't think people know about this one, but usually you'll find some good stuff there. Awesome, yeah. Well, this has been my guide to looting Buried City. I hope you found this helpful, entertaining, all that stuff. I'll go ahead and put up on screen how much money I made. This took me about an hour, a little over an hour. So this is about how much money I made in that hour. And yeah, if you put in the work, you'll be able to get that the 5 million credits for Expedition in no time. We didn't run into any hostile raiders today, which was very fortunate, so we got to keep all our loot and kind of contribute toward that 5 million. But yeah, this is what I do to get the 5 million is buried, especially buried night. But yeah, happy loot and good luck. Kind of in between the buildings, actually. I mean, just kind of everywhere.
Alright, thank you, man.
Was I not dead? Yeah, dude. Good luck. Hit the zippy up to the, I think it's the 3rd floor. Alright, cut that, cut that. What? I really don't know why they didn't kill it. Jesus. Wow, that almost downed me.
I am not a fan of the dev that created this extraction zone. I am not a fan.
Dude, I like this extraction zone. Just besides the bombardier. Besides the bombardier.
Okay. I've been ratted so many times on this exact extract.
So I say just come here and kind of camp, and then you can kind of watch people and kind of suss them out, and then you're out. You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
I'm typing, by the way. I'm typing. On you go.
Let's get out. Oh yeah.